Hi.
Good day, good day.
I'm so incredibly excited to talk to you. Thank you so much for all the work you guys have been doing for such a long time. It's been life-changing.
All right, it is our passion and our pleasure. What would you like to discuss?
Oh, I have like a lot of topics.
We do not have time for a lot of topics.
Perfect.
Pick the ones
Um,
that you feel are the most important to you at this moment.
okay. So I guess the most important that's been going around in my head is how do you guys perceive reality? Like, because we talked about like there are parallel realities happening all the time, different choices leading to different like outcomes. Do you see it all as a bubble, a big blob that's all together, or do you see it like separately?
We perceive it as an overlay of many different realities that stand out as to what degree of probability each of them has based on our present choices and actions. So it's like, in a sense, a constantly rotating wheel, to use a crude analogy, where different things pop up. To whatever degree they stand out lets us know the probability of that particular course of action manifesting according to the choices that we are making at the present moment.
Does that also apply to like when you observe other beings, like humans or other species?
Yes, because we perceive it as a kind of symbolic language that we understand. Certain symbols stand out that represent what the relationship between us and other species are all about, where such relationships might lead, what the probabilities are for the continuation of that relationship, and in what direction it may go. We can see all of it simultaneously, but different parts of it may stand out in certain ways, maybe brighter or duller, maybe closer or farther as one way of expressing it, or maybe certain kinds of symbols that reinforce certain probabilities, while other symbols may diminish those probabilities. We can see it in a variety of ways simultaneously that allows us to navigate in the direction of our choices, of our preference, of that which is aligned to our passions, and that which is in the best service of all concerned.
That's amazing. But is it also like materialized in reality, or is it like a sensory feeling type of thing, perceptive in
It is
inner
more of a
perceptive?
telepathic perception that seems very real, that completely encompasses our vision as we move through life. It is like walking through a multiple dimensional dream. And we
Oh
can,
wow.
as we walk along, see the different symbols showing us which paths may be stronger or which paths may be more diminished according to the choices we are making at every given moment.
Yeah, yeah. Wow, that's amazing. Incredible. And also kind of sounds familiar as well while I'm listening to you.
Yes, well, it's how you operate as a spirit.
Yeah, yeah, precisely. Okay, so excited about what's coming up with all of these. I see it as like a scavenger hunt almost, with connecting and doing things to connect with the Interstellar Alliance. I was
Yes.
hoping I was hoping you can maybe, because I'm not clear who's in it, like who is in the alliance besides Esasani, who is there?
There are many different alliances, many different federations, many different collectives within the universe. We belong to one that contains many different kinds of species. The hybrids all belong to it. Pleiadians belong to it. Sirius beings belong to it. Arcturus energy belongs to it. Many other kinds of beings belong to it. These are the ones that are typical for humans on Earth to connect to because of the idea of the connections that exist in the Interstellar Alliance and the galactic family that you belong to overall.
Amazing, amazing. Oh, so excited for what's coming. Perfect. Thinking about the symbol, the triangle with the circle, which represents like that is symbolic for you.
You mean the
I saw,
spiral?
yes, I saw a symbol on the island of Delos in Greece, next to Mykonos, which is a triangle, and it really like resonated with me. It just like popped at me, and it was a triangle, and it had a circle on top. And I was wondering, is that also like, do you know what that represents? And maybe can you say a few words about Delos and like the vortex energy? I feel that went to Mykonos, kind of. I feel like very connected to that.
The idea of the triangle and the circle can have different meanings to different people, but in general, as a collective symbol, it represents the idea of all that is expressing itself in physical reality as a trinity: positive, negative, and neutral.
Mhm.
The
Okay.
idea of your connection has to do with lives you are connecting to simultaneously, that allows for the investigation of what you call mystery schools, information that has been hidden for a long time that is now coming to the forefront of your awareness and your consciousness. So those places on the planet were very deeply involved, along with kenosis, as mystery schools that connect all the way back to the information of Atlantis.
Is there something besides following my highest excitement? I feel like there's like an evident thing that I should, that's gonna like make something a bit more visible in my reality, but I'm not getting it. Is there some pointer you can give to me? Because I feel like there's a thin veil that I'm not getting through right now on this mission.
Well, by following the formula, of course, synchronicity will bring you the information you need in very specific ways. It may bring it to you in the form of books. It may bring it to you in the form of inspiration. It may bring it to you in the form of teachers, of classes who will dispense information that is necessary for you. But it will also bring it to you in the form of opportunities for you to act on that will be representative of the service that you can provide to others in sharing information that might be beneficial for them to also take advantage of. So by following the formula, you should be able to receive in perfect timing everything you need to move forward.
Perfect. And does this have to do with this idea of, I don't even know how to say, like interdimensional walker motive that I've been getting, or this idea of Victorian energies that I've been kind of thinking I was connecting to, or is it as like a separate thing?
No, it's all included. The idea of Arcturus energy is that which we typically refer to as the Arcturus gate vibration, which means you are connecting to a vibration that doesn't allow you to forget as much as a typical human about your connection to spirituality and source, which is one of the reasons why you are investigating these things and why you're curious about them, because it gives you the opportunity to remember that you are spirit and that it is important to remember yourself as spirit while you are having a human physical experience, and to bring through that kind of energy in whatever way, shape, or form is representative of your passion as a service to others, by being a living example of that energy so that they can see in you an opportunity to have that energy for themselves if they are willing to mirror it.
Beautiful. And the mission and the service is, I almost feel like I should be doing something that doesn't exist right now, or it doesn't
Then
have
you
a kind of
can
right.
then you can invent it. A lot of the times when we talk about the idea of synchronicity bringing you opportunities, doesn't mean all the opportunities have to already exist. Some of these opportunities to take action on may actually have to be created by you, and that's why inspiration is also so important. And imagination is actually one of the forms of abundance, because it may bring to you, if you're willing to be creative and tap into your inspirational imagination, the ability to invent opportunities that are unique and new to your society that you can then act on, that will bring to your society whatever service is required for the continued evolution of humanity.
Is that a part of kind of where we're going together with all this, like what's coming next? Or do you
Yes,
see it as,
yes,
oh, so
yes.
exciting. Exciting, exciting. Okay. Um,
We will be continuing to deliver steps, different steps that include different kinds of actions and challenges. In the Interstellar Alliance social experiment, we have now delivered step one. We will continue to deliver other steps that will be built on one another, added to one another, continuing to continue to do the steps that we have already delivered while you add new steps to it. And this will take you into the vibrational frequency that will most strongly align you, if you're willing to act on them, with the
yes,
Interstellar Alliance and open contact. So we will deliver these
lovely.
steps
Oh,
one at a time.
amazing. Amazing. Who is Cork Oak? That's like a total shift, but who is Cork Oak?
We are not understanding the word that you have said. It is breaking up.
Cork Oak.
We have no translation for this at this time. Therefore, it is not our job to deliver that information.
Oh, lovely. More mystery in this mysterious story of my life. And I have a million questions, but I just like the final thing I want to express my passion about and something I would like to hear more from you that I feel like I wasn't addressed as much is the genesis of language. I feel like that's a beautiful but a big topic. Maybe not for now, but
A brief understanding of it is the idea that it starts with telepathic contact without words, but that as things become denser and more physicalized, then these telepathic symbols are rendered down into a more crystallized form that begins to activate the vocal cords to express different sounds that in the beginning were just sounds that represented the idea of concepts, whole concepts telepathically, different tones that eventually became the idea of different vowels and consonants that then rendered down and crystallized further as the telepathic delivery was lost over time into the construction of what you now call languages.
yeah, semiotics. And is that like an Anunnaki thing, or is it like something that humans did before the
In the beginning, humans were very telepathic. But again, as they were left to their own devices, over time, due to many different factors we will not go into, they began to lose that ability for the most part, or shall we say more precisely, simply fell into belief systems that didn't allow them to express that ability, which is still with you, and thus it was required and became necessary to, shall we say, phoneticize the ideas, symbolize the ideas in tones and sounds that eventually evolved into your different languages.
Because I remember as a kid, I was telepathic. I literally remember it, but I don't
Yeah.
know how the switch happened. I remember a moment. I remember when it happened. I just don't know how and why.
Because you have been willing to adopt the idea of themes of exploration that allow you to diminish yourself so that you can expand yourself from a new point of view. It's all part of the idea of the Earth game cycle of rediscovering yourself through the idea of limitation and thus allowing yourself to transform that limitation into freedom.
So kind of where I'm going is I'm going forward, but also backward in a way.
You are using the idea of limitation to go forward to free yourself from limitation.
Beautiful. Is there anything else you would like to add to our exchange?
Not at this time.
Hi, Bashar. It's wonderful to meet you. I just had a question about purifying corruption in the spiritual realm or world. How is it possible, or how would you achieve purifying corrupt spirits in the spirit world? And also, how would you best help lost spirits? Just wanted to see your thoughts on that.
There are no corrupt spirits. In spirit reality, it is pure understanding. Now, a spirit can, in a sense, stay in the lower astral realm if it has what you consider to be unfinished business. This is rare, but it can happen. This is what you might call a ghost with unfinished business, or attempting to get a message through to a physical human. But it is not corrupt. It is simply a choice to stay closer to the earth vibration for its own reasons. There is no such thing as a corrupt spirit. Good day, good day.
Good day, Bashar. It's an honor and pleasure to talk to you today. Thank you.
It is our passion and our pleasure to speak with you as well. What would you like to discuss?
Bashar, my first question and a statement concerns divine femininity.
Yes.
Many women on earth explore and develop their feminine nature. They search for their best divine expression as women on earth. How would you define the term divine femininity, and would you like to explain for us a little bit more about it?
Divine femininity is a balancing and a willingness to be open, to be receptive, to receive, to be nurturing, to support, to allow, to hold, in a sense, metaphorically, in your hands, the energy of humanity and the desire for it to move forward, to expand, and to grow, even as a child is born and given the ability to grow and expand. So it is about the birthing, the supporting of the energy of the birthing of the evolution of humanity into a larger form, a more expanded form, the willingness to support those endeavors, the willingness to seek balance within the masculine energy to provide opportunities for that balance to be created and experienced so that all may move forward in harmony and peace.
Okay, thank you very much.
Yes.
My next questions are related to nature. We are an extension and expression of nature.
Yes.
Sometimes when I go for a walk, I feel like trees talk to me. I feel in communion with them and feel very blissful in their presence.
Yes, of course.
Would you like to tell me what this blissful experience for me is? And would you like to also tell us how do you feel in nature when you are on your planet?
Well, as you do, but we know for a fact that everything is communicating with us and we communicate back. So we understand everything is made of consciousness. We understand that there is constant communication between everything, just as there is in the cells of your body with each other. And we respond to it, and we go with the flow of it, and it supports us and nurtures us and helps us move forward and helps us all together evolve into a new level and a new form. So the idea is to be open to it, open to receiving that communication, because it is there to help and guide and expand, to help all go together in harmony and move forward in that way, in that energy, in that vibration of love, unconditional love.
Yes, thank you very much. Actually, my last question concerns unconditional love. You told us that unconditional love is a core vibration of everything.
Yes.
And it is the primary language of existence, a vibrational language. You also mentioned that, in a sense, we can learn to speak this language. And my question is, how can we learn the language of unconditional love?
Through the actions that you take that are in alignment with your passion. Because remember, physical reality is a world of physical action. That's the language of physical reality. Actions, not words, not thoughts, actions. So when your actions are aligned with the unconditional love that you experience when you are acting on your passion, then you are speaking the language of unconditional love in physical terms. You are committing to the idea of the truth of your beingness, of your core vibration, your essential self, your connection to source, as existence itself. So it is through your actions, your demonstrations, your commitments to be an expression of unconditional love by acting on your passion that serves humanity best.
Okay, thank you very much. You helped
You
me
are
a
very
lot.
welcome.
I'm very grateful for this conversation.
And our deep appreciation to you, Aveo.
Aveyo.
Hi, Bashar. I had a question about limits on extremities, specifically the ideas of most and least. So we can obviously experience most and least from a human singular lifetime perspective, but I'm talking big picture, all that there is, all that is now, all that's ever been. Can there ever actually be any notions of most or least? Isn't it true that nothing can actually reach a point of most or least, including ourselves, including everything? So when you say your highest self, that idea and that relationship to what I just said is what I'm questioning. Thank you so much.
When we refer to the idea of the higher self, the higher mind, we are actually talking about your soul, your true self, your soul self. Your soul self is in spirit. It is non-physical. It never leaves that. But it creates within itself the idea of a kind of dream or a projection called the physical mind in order to have a focused experience that you call physical reality. But that's happening within the soul. So the greater portion of the soul, still aware of itself as being a non-physical entity in spirit, in the spirit realm, It then sends energy, communications, messages from that portion of itself, talking in a sense to another portion of itself that you call the physical mind. This physical mind creates what you call the physical reality experience with a so-called physical body, which again is just a projection of spirit, of soul. It's happening within the soul, but it's made to seem as if it's not, so that you can experience the idea of time and space, change and growth, discovery, something new, rather than simply being in a timeless state where you know everything you need to know. So in order to grow, in order to have new discoveries, you create this experience called physical reality within the soul. But that's what the higher mind is. It's the soul, your soul, talking to itself from a higher point of view, talking to the physical mind that is now limited in its focus, but receiving guidance and information and help from the portion of the soul that is still connected, still living, still experiencing the spirit realm with a broader point of view. So it's an internal conversation within the soul. That's all the higher mind is to the physical mind. An internal conversation within the soul from one portion of the soul to another portion of the soul that is experiencing